Hi Kavee community, I'm Melissa from Kavee, and today I'm going to show you how to build this 2x4 with stand, transparent panels and a loft and lid at the top. So the great thing about this cage is the clear panels at the front for easy viewing and watching of your piggies. The stand lifts them up so you can clean better and interact with them, and there's lots of space for storage underneath. The added loft is a little bit of added fun for them at the top there, and you can also interact with them at the top. And the lid is really important for safety. So first things first, you're going to want to start connecting the grids to these white connectors. And what you're going to want to do is make sure that they're fully clicked into place. These are going to be quite stiff when you first get them, brand new, and you're going to want to apply quite a bit of pressure just to make sure that they're fully clicked into place. So we're going to start building the 2x4 stand part first, and it's easiest to start with your connectors from the bottom and build your way up. So we're going to start with 2 grids here like so, and then we're going to add a 3rd grid in the middle for support. If your grids aren't fully going into connectors, what you might want to do is just pinch at the bottom. And obviously the connectors on the base are going to be flat, but these connectors on the sides are going to be like so. And what I'm doing in between each grid is just squeezing with my fingers and the palm of my hand to make sure it's all fully into the connector. And I'm just going to add a couple more connectors for the bottom. So for the bottom bit of the stand, you're basically going to have 2 H shapes is what you need first. So then once you've got all your connectors on the bottom piece, that's when you can start adding the top connectors. The ones in the middle of the stand will be flat top look. So we've got our first H shape, and we're going to want to make sure that the connectors are flat side facing forwards, flat side facing out, flat side facing up, and then obviously flat side facing towards the back at the back. And now we're going to do the exact same H shape for the other side of the stand. So when you might find it a little bit difficult to get this grid fully into the connector from this angle, what you might want to do is just place that flat, bring this up like so, and push your body weight down onto it and feel it click from that side. So we've got the second H shape, and we're just going to add the connectors to the top pieces. Again, we're going to want the flat tops up in the middle. We're going to want to pinch these grids together so we can tell they're fully into the connector. And again, we're going to want the flat tops of the connectors facing forward at the front. We're going to want them facing out on this side. And we're going to want to pinch with our hands to make sure that is fully together. So now you've got your 2 H shapes, and what we're going to start to do is put our grids to make the base for the cage. You're going to want to just slot these in to all of the connectors. Again, it's really important to make sure they're fully clicked into place. So what you'll notice if you don't fully click the grids into the connectors, when you start to build the cage up, you'll notice that some of the grids seem to be on a bit of a wonk, and it means that there's usually a connector not fully connected somewhere further down. That's good. So I've put our flat pieces on this side, and now I'm going to do the flat pieces on the other side. Because you've got 4 connectors here, what you're going to find easiest is to put the middle connector in first. Right, so what I'm going to do now is connect these 2 pieces together to make the base of the stand. So the easiest way to connect these 2 pieces together is to put these flat base parts in first. Right, so you're going to want to make sure the connectors have the flat part facing up in the middle and the flat part facing forward at the front, and the flat part facing towards the back at the back. And what I'm going to do now is just place the middle parts at the bottom that are going to go right here with the connectors starting from the bottom. What we can do is to slide these into place. make sure we push our weight down to make sure they're fully connected in. Right, and we're just gonna connect the final piece up for the stand. And now what I'm gonna do is go around and give a good squeeze to all the grids right where the connectors meet, just to get everything right into place. So now we've got our lovely stand for 2x4 and we're going to start building the walls to make the cage part. So we've already got our base connectors exactly where they need to be. So all we're going to have to do is just slot these pieces into place all the way around. Right, so because we've got a transparent panel cage, we've got 3 of these panels to go at the front so you get a lovely view of your guinea pigs. We do, however, have 1 grid at the front so that we can attach the loft part. Right, so these clear grids are a little bit stickier to get into place. So what you're going to want to do is slowly slot them down. So you're just going to want to apply really light pressure to slot these into place, just to make sure that you don't do any damage, because they're a little bit more fragile than the metal. So now we've got all our side pieces in place and we're going to place the connectors on top and get them all together. Okay, we've got our stand and we've got all the walls around the outside, and now the next bit for us to do is to put the coroplast tray in place. Your tray base is going to come folded like so. So what we're going to do is start folding all the sides into place. So now we're going to take these little tabs and we're going to slot them into the spaces here, and we're going to go from the outside in. And we're now going to place our finished tray into the cage. Now we're going to start layering out the base of our loft. So we're going to need 2 grids and 5 zip ties like so to fasten it into place. And you're going to put a zip tie in all 5 corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you may need a second pair of hands to help you fasten it into place. Now I've got the base for our loft, we're going to take the Corex pieces and we're going to fold them into place to put our loft bit in. So these are going to fold like so to make your ramp piece, and this part is going to form what sits on top of here. Folding the Corex just requires a little bit of pressure from your hands to bend it into position. You can do this on all sides. And then once you've bent it in position, you can start to slot tabs into this gap. And again, we're going to put the tab from the outside in. So once you've got your rectangular piece, you're then going to connect your ramp up, and you can see those 2 little tabs at the top. They're going to slot into these gaps here, and you're going to go from top down. Now we've got these little tabs into those slots. We've just got 1 final tab to put into this gap here. For this one, you're going to want to go inside out. And that's the finished loft tray. You can place that into the cage. You're going to want to cut your zip ties off so it all looks nice and neat on the outside. And then you're ready to place your loft Corex in. Okay, so the last step we're going to want to do is to build the lid for our loft section for safety purposes. And we've got 2 of the Kavee door grids, like so, and 1 connector in order to do this. So we're just going to slot this section into the grids on this side. same again on the other side. And then we're going to use this single connector to get them in the middle. And then you can either leave these disconnected here so you can lift the lid up nice and easy for cleaning, or you can connect them for stability. And that's done.